Well, there's the next phase of the in my quest for the perfect deer / elk camp shelter with my hammock. Now, obviously, with that, I've got the 3-piece MSS sleep system. I don't need to get too fancy with it. I could just use a good tarp in a diamond shape over top of it. A lot of guys do that. I know. I like to be comfortable, and when I come out here in the fall, late fall, early winter deer hunt, I'm going to do a week-long hunt out here this year to make up for the fact that I didn't get out near as much as I should have last year. I'm going to just take a full week off of work, and I want to have a shelter that I can just put up. It's carefree. I don't have to worry about it, and I think this is going to work. Although this is a real sloppy incarnation of it here, because we got out here late last night and I was kind of tired from a long week. I just wanted to get something to cover myself, and it looks a little rough. But my thinking is, you see the bump sticking out the back there, that's my trekking poles. I'm thinking I could put some toggles in there, maybe some stones or something like that, and just tie a knot on them and give myself some tie outs, and I can just pull that back this way, tie that out here, and that's going to give me plenty of room inside there. And again, I got a lot of extra material here. I could make a really nice shaped shelter out of that. And what I'll do is I'll just I'll flip the front back and we'll take a look and see how much room we got in there. Alright, this is what she looks like opened up. I'm kind of standing in the way, but you can see I got my trekking poles back here. Thinking wouldn't be too difficult to set up a system to really spread this out. I got plenty of extra material here that would make this a really nice size shelter. Then I got to tighten this up because obviously I got this little scoop, this little sag in this, and if I get a good amount of snow, that's going to fill up with snow and cause all kinds of problems. So I got to tighten that up. But for the most part, just tightening it up and getting it in the shape I want to get it, and making sure it's tied down good, that's really the only issues that I have with it, because it's got plenty of room. Got my hammock hung a little bit low. I could hang it higher if I wanted because I got plenty of extra material. Although I think this is pretty comfortable for me, and plenty of room in here. And I think, given the fact that I've got some extra room, I might even consider, if I'm going to do like a week-long camp, building maybe a do-it-yourself wood stove. I can get the pipes at the local hardware store, the roof jack, even an insulated pipe, so I don't have to worry so much about it melting my tarp. And with the sled, that little bit of extra weight isn't going to amount to anything. I can pull quite a bit in that sled, and it doesn't really add a whole lot to my workload. At least it doesn't feel like it. So for a winter camp or a deer camp, you know, when we got a good snow on the ground, this will work out just right. And of course, with a wood stove, I wouldn't have to use a long fire lay. I'd use about 1/10 as much wood, I think. You know, just I'd have to process it down a little bit more. Obviously, cut it in shorter pieces and split it, but that wood would go a whole lot further. And I think what I would do then is, you know, I'd only have to spend about the first few hours that I'm out here, maybe half a day or so the day before season starts, to process up enough firewood to get through the week. And in Michigan, with a dispersed camping permit, you can camp in a place like this in a state game area. I think it's 14 or 15 days in a row before you have to move at least a mile. You have to move your campsite. So technically, when those permits are valid and in a state game area, that's May 15th or September 10th to May 15th. During that time, technically, you could live in the woods the entire year, because all you have to do is every 2 weeks move your house, and that wouldn't be too big of a deal with this. Obviously, I'm not planning on doing that, but I do want to spend a good solid week out here during the firearm deer season in Michigan. And then, of course, I'll be back out here in May during the turkey season. I'm going to do a week-long turkey camp, but I won't be using this setup. We'll be using something a whole lot lighter.